Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about something that's literally all around us, but we almost never notice it. It's this quiet, simple idea that has some pretty huge implications for how we actually experience our lives. We're talking about the living space between. Just let that sink in for a second. What is full feels empty? That line right there, it perfectly captures what we're about to dive into. This idea that this so-called emptiness around us is actually full of life and potential. It's the perfect doorway into this whole concept of Ma. All right, so let's get right into our first section and answer the big question. What in the world is Mahamadu?
So, ma is a Japanese word, and it's not about emptiness in a negative way, like a void or a lack of something. It's more like an active, essential space. Think about the pause in a great conversation or the silence between notes in your favorite song. That's what gives everything else its shape and its meaning.
Now, what's so interesting about this is how much it goes against, well, pretty much all of modern life, right? We are absolute masters at filling every single gap. You get a moment of silence, we fill it with chatter. A free second, we pull out our phones. And all this constant filling makes life feel dense and loud and kind of compressed. It leaves us feeling super busy, but maybe not actually living. But here's where things get really wild. Mayans isn't just some nice philosophical idea. Nope. It is literally woven into the fabric of our reality. And to really get it, we need to zoom out, like way, way out, and take a look from a cosmic perspective. Just take a look around you right now. The chair you're on, the screen you're looking at, it all feels pretty solid, doesn't it? Well, what if I told you that feeling of solidness is kind of an illusion? Yeah, modern physics tells us that all the things we see and touch are, at their very core, almost entirely empty space. The tiny little building blocks of matter are actually incredibly far apart from each other. To help you get your head around now, think about this analogy. If the nucleus of an atom was a single football sitting on the 50-yard line of a stadium, its closest electron would be orbiting way out past the nosebleed seats. Everything in between? That's Ma. That's the space that makes up pretty much everything. And believe it or not, it gets even stranger when we look at how things change. We think of change as a smooth process, a ball rolling from point A to point B. But as you see here, down at the quantum level, it's a whole different game. An electron doesn't travel through the space. It does something called a quantum jump. It literally disappears from one spot and instantly reappears in another. No journey in between. Think about what that really means. That gap, that space, it isn't some barrier to change. It's what actually makes change possible in the first place. So Ma isn't just a poetic idea, it's a fundamental rule for how our universe actually works. Okay, so let's bring this back down from the cosmos to us. How do we actually experience the space in our lives? Well, a lot of the time, it shows up as something we call beauty. I mean, think about it. In music, it's the silence between the notes that creates the rhythm and the feeling. Without it, you've just got noise. In art, the negative space is what defines the subject. In our own homes, an empty room is what allows life to actually happen inside it. The beauty isn't just in the thing, it's in the space that holds it. Have you ever stopped to wonder why we all just instinctively stop what we're doing to watch a sunrise or a sunset? Why do those moments feel so important? It's because they are these perfect, powerful moments of Mao. It's not quite day, but it's not quite night either. They are the in-between, the transition itself. And in that transitional space, there's a kind of magic, a real aliveness. So this is all fascinating, but how do we make it practical, right? How can we start to actually notice and maybe even cultivate this feeling of space in our own busy lives? You can start really, really simply, just by looking at the world right in front of you with fresh eyes. You can start by noticing the keyhole in a door, then actually see the gaps between the keys on your keyboard, or just observe an empty chair in a room. Feel that brief little pause after you hang up a call before you jump to the next thing. Ma isn't hiding, it's just waiting for us to notice. But honestly, the most powerful and accessible place to begin is internal. Just turn your attention to your own breath. There's a natural, subtle little pause at the very top of your inhale and another one at the very bottom of your exhale. Your body already knows how to create space. Our only job is to start paying attention to it. And this right here, this shows the real-world power of this practice. On the left, that's what happens when the space collapses. A stimulus happens, and boom, we have an immediate, automatic reaction. But on the right, when we allow for even a fraction of a second of ma, just a little pause, we create room for a conscious choice. We get to move from being reactive to being responsive. It's a total game changer. Okay, now this is a really important point. The goal of finding ma isn't to feel calm all the time. Think of ma as the container, like a room. Calmness might be one feeling that shows up in that room, for sure, but so could anxiety or excitement or joy. Ma is simply the room that allows any experience to be what it is without us needing to immediately fix it or push it away. And really, that's the whole point. This practice is subtractive, not additive. This quote just says it all. Awareness appears when we stop collapsing the space between moments. We don't need to create awareness or go out and find more space. It's already here. The only work is to stop our habit of constantly filling it up.
So, I'll just leave you with this one simple question. Maybe it's in your breath, maybe it's in a conversation, or just a moment between two tasks. Where will you notice the living space between today?
Thanks for watching. This video was put together by Prashanth. You are welcome to join him at Living with Awareness, a community for meditators and practitioners of self-awareness in daily life.